I got two things. The thumbnail says Jim Harbaugh's on there, and it says, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Yep. And then Matt Sims just came on and was like, usually there's smoke, there's fire. And I've come in and said, I think Harbaugh wants out. Obviously, he wants to go back to the league because of, I think the NCAA is after him, not Michigan. There's a huge difference. And I've been in those situations. I've been in full-on conferences where every coach in that conference hates my guts because I whoop that ass in every aspect, recruiting, games on the field, off the field with helping my kids get scholarships and move them on and teaching them real life shit. And then my kids go on and praise me, and then his kids go on and say how they fucked them, and they get mad at that. It's jealous one's envy. Me and Jim don't get along very well. I'm going to be honest. But you know what? No one liked me either. And guess what? As long as the players like you, that's all that fucking matters when you're a coach. I don't give a fuck. I sleep at night because my players knew the real. And his players, from everything that I've heard or understand, every one of those kids like Jim Harbaugh, from what I understand.
They don't just like him.
Yeah.
I have an unbelievably good relationship with Michigan.
He's a great coach, Matt. He's a great fucking coach. So
he is the fucking man.
So where are you at with this whole fucking witch hunt? Is it a witch hunt or is it legitimate? Is it vilified? What is it?
No, it's a witch hunt. It's all bullshit. The NCAA has no balls, and you have no marbles. They are a
marbles.
They don't have any bite behind their bark, and Harbaugh knows this, but he still has to play the we're concerned, I'm going to take a 4-game suspension. That's such bullshit. And if I were him, if they win a natty, I think he does leave, and I think they're good enough to do it. We'll see if JJ McCarthy can carry that torch. But I know one thing from Reese Atterbury, who's been there for 5 years, and this is his 5th year senior year from Eagle Crest, and Andrew Gentry and Connor Jones, who just went up there 2 years ago from Palmer Ridge. And then Drake Nugent, who's the best center in the country, in my opinion, will be the first guy off the board this year. He transferred in from Stanford this year as a grad transfer and is just balling the fuck out. Number 1 rated center in the country from a grade perspective, killing people at the point of attack. And these guys absolutely rave. They love Coach Harbaugh. They love the atmosphere. They love who's got it better than us? Nobody. It's just everybody's together. It's them against the fucking world. It's Michigan against everybody. Go blue against fuck you. So it's a huge family environment, and I'm going up there on the 4th of November to watch the Michigan Purdue game. I'm really good friends with Sharon Moore and Mike Elston, the O-line and D-line coaches, and there's a bunch of my guys are there, and then Austin Johnson, who's a starting center for Purdue. He played with Drake in high school, and they've been working together since they were 15 at 6-0, like best friends. So they're going to play against each other on the 4th, and I'll be at the game. And actually, Coach Walters from Purdue is in Denver. He's from here. We played together at CU. He was a safety when I played there, and he's in town. They're on a bye, and I'm going to meet him for lunch and talk shop and talk recruits and whatnot. So, look, full circle, I think Michigan is a great job. I think Harbaugh has done an unbelievable job since he's gotten there, turning it from – you remember the first couple of years he was there, they wanted his head because he wasn't doing it fast enough.
Yeah.
And all he needed was time to just get his people and his program instituted. And personally, if I'm Michigan, I am doing everything humanly fucking possible to keep that man there until he wants to stop coaching. He may want to go back to the NFL because he wants a Super Bowl ring, and I think he could stay at Michigan for another 5 years and still go do that. But I think that the Michigan opportunity for him, it's so dear to him because he played there. He played there under Bo. The tradition is very important to him. I don't really like khaki pant wearing motherfuckers, but I'll hang out with Jim Harbaugh.
I don't think before Smitty dives into this, I don't think they can keep him. I think he is 1,000% gone. I talked to 6 Division I coaches yesterday from various places that 2 of them have coached with Jim. They say, I would bet my house he's gone. They can't keep him there. Even if this thing gets swept under the rug, he's gone. Because it's only going to get worse, Matt. He beats Ohio State this year, and he wins a natty. You don't think they're fucking coming after him even harder? Here's what I want to take.
I loses so many guys.
I brought this up earlier, Matt, and I want to get your take before Smitty dives in real quick. Brock Bowers gets injured. Harbaugh tweets out, "Oh, Georgia, you really want to bark up this tree?" I don't know if you saw the tweet. 3 coaches told me yesterday, he goes, "It's really ironic that Harbaugh and Kirby hate each other to death, number one. Number two, it's really ironic that this occurred this way because Brock Bowers now is out and Georgia's odds to win it has fallen. Their power rankings are going to fall and Michigan may step over them in the ranking system. And Kirby may be doing something to keep them above Michigan when it comes down to it, especially if Georgia were to lose, let's say, to an Alabama in the SEC title game and still need to get in. And what if Michigan has a hiccup and has to go against, has a hiccup versus Penn State or Ohio State? They still want to get in. Both teams could seemingly have one loss, man. And and I know they're probably still going to get in as 2 of the best 4 teams if they were to. Where are you at with that conspiracy fucking theory? And where are you at with this whole Georgia tweet from Jim Harbaugh?
All right. So the Georgia tweet thing, I can't believe that he responded to it, but there's definitely gas on that fire. I mean, Georgia shit stomped Michigan 2 years ago when they played them in the semis. That wasn't a football game. That was a welcome to the big time show. And then Michigan came out last year and thought that they were going to roll TCU, and TCU hit them in the fucking mouth too. They should have killed TCU last year. The national title last year should have been Michigan, Georgia, but honestly, it should have been Michigan, Ohio State, because Ohio State had Georgia beat, and they fucked that up. So I feel like there's real vitriol there. They don't like each other, and that's going to be a hell of a game if we get to see it. When it comes down to the playoff, I really, really hope that Georgia goes undefeated and just wins the SEC, because there's only one team from the SEC getting in this year, and there's only one team that deserves to get in. And if Georgia loses, I don't know if they deserve to get in, because the SEC is hot garbage this year. Garbage. Now, that said, the Pac-12 is not. The Pac-12 champion is getting in. They can have one loss or be undefeated. They're getting in, unless it's SC. If SC somehow wins the national title, they're not getting in. Or wins Pac-12, I don't know if they get in just because of the 48-20 beatdown, and that was a bad look. But I do think this. If I had to pick playoff teams right now, in no particular order, I would go Michigan, Florida State, Washington, and probably Georgia until they lose. Now, I don't want Georgia there, but I have a feeling they're going to get in with one loss or undefeated. Nobody in the SEC is going to challenge them, even without Bowers. Alabama's good, but they're deficient at the quarterback position, and that's going to keep them out of competition with Georgia. Georgia's not very good there either, but they're really good around him. See, the whole Michigan thing, Michigan, I feel like Harbaugh, with the tweets and all that shit, I feel like he's doing it to motivate his team and just be like, look, I feel everybody knows there that it's the last dance, just like you're talking. Everybody in Ann Arbor, all the players have to know that Coach Harbaugh is probably going back to the NFL after this. And if that's the case, then, it'd be interesting to see what job he takes, i.e. the Chargers. But I will say that the Browns, yeah, I think that, I don't know if you want to go there with Captain Jerkoff and the Turds.
Broncos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would take him at the Broncos in a fucking heartbeat, but, we've got Captain Narcissist over here. So I would rather have Harbaugh, but if he wants to go to Captain Jerkoff and the Turds, then that's a really good name for the Cleveland band.